Welcome. We're now entering a very special segment that is in fact brought to you courtesy of the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. And we have two guests that we'll be speaking with. And as I said before, the members of the MSME sector, you definitely want to be listening to this segment right here, right now. This morning, we have the pleasure of being joined by Salihah Budall-Dunkley, the acting CEO of the NCRA, that is the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority. Good morning, Salihah. How are you doing today?
Good morning to your listeners. I'm well, thanks.
All right.
Happy World MSME Day.
Thank you so very much, because that is exactly what it is. And we're going to talk some more about that. I also want to welcome Navenia Wellington-Ford, who is the manager at the National Certification Body of Jamaica, the NCBJ. Good morning to you, Mrs. Wellington-Ford. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much. Good morning to you and your listener. Good morning, Salihah.
All right. So, Salihah, as you started off by wishing me happy MSME Day, I want to wish you and Navenia all the very best. Tell us a little bit about the day itself. Salihah?
Yes, World MSME Day is a very important day. It is celebrated worldwide, and this year's theme is celebrated under the theme Enhancing the Role of Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises as Drivers of Sustainable Growth and Innovation. Mm-hmm. We know that MSMEs at their various stages want to ensure that they're growing and that they're innovating.
Yeah.
And our interviews or celebration today and our push through the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce is to celebrate this day with the national these interviews, as well as supporting MSMEs from our 20 key agencies that empowers entrepreneurs to succeed locally and globally.
Yes, thank you for that bit of information. And again, happy World MSME Day. Now, I got the opportunity a few days ago of talking with you, Salihah, down there at the road show in Savlamar, and many of our listeners would have heard quite a bit of information as to what goes on, what you do at the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority. We know that you're into safeguards for consumer interests and market integrity through robust regulatory oversight and so on. But can you tell us this morning what the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority does and why your work is so important for Jamaican consumers and businesses?
Sure, thanks for that. The National Compliance and Regulatory Authority is an inspection body under the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, which is Jamaica's business ministry. We have 5 offices across the island, and we're established, as you said, to safeguard consumer health and safety and promote fairness in trade. So we achieve this by monitoring and inspecting imported and locally manufactured goods, verifying weighing and measuring devices used in trade, and ensuring compliance with local regulations and compulsory standards. So our work is crucial because it assists consumers in ensuring that they receive safe, high-quality products and that businesses operate on a level playing field. Mm-hmm. And by enforcing these standards, we help to build trust in Jamaican goods.
You mentioned standards a few times. What standards or compliance requirements should MSMEs be aware of when bringing products to the market?
Well, there are over 130 standards. So MSMEs involved in manufacturing or processing must be aware and comply with the relevant Jamaican standard and regulations. And these include registering with NCRA. As I said, there are over 138 for products such as food items, building materials, consumer products. So contact the NCRA and we'll walk you through what standard is relevant to your commodity, your industry. But key compliance requirements that all persons MSME should adhere to is that labeling should ensure that your labeling is in English. displaying the product name, your batch code, any expiry or best before date, ingredient listing, and that any necessary storage instructions are placed on food products or on your labels, ensuring that MSMEs ensure that their products meet these specific standards applicable to their industry. So contact NCRA at 289-NCRA and we'll walk you through what requirements are specific for your industry and your commodity.
All right, and so people who, for instance, want to scale up or even get into export markets and so on, the word compliance is one that they want to keep very close at heart, and you can help them to understand what is necessary when it comes to compliance.
Yes. So meeting standards ensure that the products are safe, reliable, and acceptable in various markets. So facilitating trade and expanding business opportunities is what we assist MSMEs at NCRA. That's one of the things that we do. We do this by providing guidance on the compliance requirements, conducting inspections, verifying that the products meet the standards. We also collaborate with the other approximately 20 agencies under the Ministry Industry, Investment, Commerce Ministry to ensure that the MSMEs are supported and understand their role in fulfilling export regulations. Also work closely with helping them to navigate the complexities of compliance, ensuring that their products meet the access to these new markets.
You play a very, very important role at the National Compliance and Regulatory Authority. I want to bring Navenia Wellington-Ford into the conversation now. She's the manager at the NCBJ, the National Certification Body of Jamaica. And I think a good way for us to start, Navenia, is to ask you, what exactly does the NCBJ do, and why is certification important for Jamaican businesses, especially the MSMEs?
Thank you very much for that question. Let's look at it from the standpoint of that Salihah just laid, speaking about standards and compliance and so on. Now, when you look at the role of the certification body and what we do, we also use standards, but we are aiming at performance, taking it a step from compliance, making sure you're meeting all the regulatory requirements that Salihah just mentioned, and taking it to the step where you are looking at implementing a system to drive performance in your organization. And this is particularly important for our MSME because a lot of times as you start out, you go into some hiccups. Now, if you have used a standard and get standardization as part of your practice, it helps you to make sure that your business is growing and that efficiencies are there. And this will help you to go to market faster and in a way that is giving you safe and quality products that the market requires. It also enables you to export and export in a faster way because certification is seen as one of those tools that are, if it is that it's certified once, it's accepted everywhere. And the certification that the certification body NCBJ grants has international acceptance. So once you implement a standard and we come in and audit you and get you certified, it can gain you market access, increase your market shares, and also gain you market access. So that is the role that we play to strengthen Jamaican businesses here that are operating on our local market and those that want to export.
So what advice then would you give, Navenia, to small business owners across Jamaica listening to us right now who are just learning about certification? How can they sort of get started, and why should they take the first step now?
Why should they get started and take the first step now? The advice I would say, the first step is know the applicable standard. You have the idea, we want to drive innovation, we want the entrepreneurial spirits to come out. But one of the things we want you to do is do it right from the start. We all grew up with that, our parents telling us, do the thing properly from the start. That is what we are saying to you, and that is our thrust for businesses. Know the regulatory requirements that you have to meet, that was just mentioned. Also, know the product standard that you are dealing with. If it's a service, there's also more than likely a standard that is applicable. Once you lay a foundation and step it up in terms of performance, you will find that your business will operate more efficiently and streamlined. Why do it now? This is the best time. If there's no other time to do it, this is one. Now our industry, our focus, the thrust is right there on making sure MSMEs can succeed. No other time have there been such a focus on entrepreneurship, MSME, because we do know that they provide the most in terms of our resources and our finance in our country. So it's important, based on the impact they do have on our country in terms of who they move, the goods and services, and who they employ. It's important for us to also focus on them, to equip them in such a way that success is the end goal for them.
So whether it's producing products for the local market or for the export market, persons can, MSMEs can get more confidence with their products and even operational efficiency when they meet certain standards and are confident when they do that, right?
Yes, definitely. And I like the word you just used, confidence. That is indeed what is it that you want to get out there as a business person. What is the confidence that a consumer will have in your product or service, right? Because we certify both product and also service. We are looking at who is buying from you or who want to do partnership or do business with you. You want them to have that level of confidence that the product or service that you're offering is of quality and it is safe. And they can buy, use it, and it meets the exact need that they told you that they wanted it to meet.
Yes,
and that is what is important. Confidence and making sure whether it's a goods or service, it is fit for purpose.
So much to learn and so much we have learned in a short space of time. I want to thank you both. But before you go, Salihah Budall-Dunkley, maybe you'd like to just use 30 seconds and wish everybody again a happy World MSME Day today. Your closing thoughts?
As we commemorate World MSME Day 2025 under the theme Enhancing the Role of MSMEs as Drivers of Sustainable Growth and Innovation, the NCRA and the NCBJ reaffirmed its commitment to supporting Jamaican MSMEs in achieving compliance, ensuring product quality, and unlocking new market opportunities. Together, we want to invite MSMEs to contact us on our social media pages and visit our website so that together we can continue to build a resilient, innovative, and sustainable economy.
Thank you, Salihah. And Navenia, your final thoughts this morning.
Thank you so much for that. Celebrate your innovation, celebrate your thought, celebrate your hard work. And while you are celebrating, support the foundation with the compliance aspect that NCRA is there to serve you in, and support your innovation with certification that NCBJ is here to support you in. The business ministry is there as a staunch supporter of you as a MSME, so allow us to give you the tool, equip you in such a way that you can see success as you go to market with quality and safe product or service, and we deliver on what our promise to you. Have a good day as you look to the market that you're embracing.
And from me to both of you and to all the MSMEs out there, happy World MSME Day today. Have a good day, ladies. Thank you.
Thank you so much.